Well, welcome to the Cafe. This is our weekly show where we bring light, love, and plenty of laughter to you. I'm Elizabeth Green, and I have with me my guest today that is going to tell you about how to say yes to magic. How to say yes to magic. Welcome, AnnaMariah.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It's good to be here.
Yeah, for those of you who've watched the show before, you know that Anna is one of my old friends. I am here in Vegas, but she is up in Oregon.
Yeah, Southern Oregon.
Okay. And it is always a pleasure to have her come in and share some good information. You know, you may know her as a jewelry maker, beautiful, beautiful jewelry. You may know her as a representative from Bioelectric. Um, am I saying that correctly?
A bioelectric shield. I've been there for 28 years now total.
Helping you to protect yourself from EMFs. And now she is added another title. Oh, yay!
You can see my hat rack over here. I have about a dozen different hats.
She is now added author to her title, and she has a fabulous, fabulous book. It's a delightful story that fits in the realm of the illust of a couple of other stories, the dual path. Okay. And I'm going to have her first tell you a little bit about herself so you'll know why she connects so much with this information. And so go, my dear. AnnaMariah, tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, thank you. From the time I was a little kid, I knew there was a magic in the world that other people kept saying, "Oh, that's not real. You know, you're not seeing what you think you see. There aren't really any fairies. You can't really see auras." And after a while, like a lot of kids, I started going, "Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Gee, that feels really sad, but okay." But I still had a sense of magic in the world. And it wasn't until years and years later that I actually met people that said, "Oh no, auras are real, and you can see fairies, and you can talk to things that aren't there." And I went, "Oh my God, my life is perfect again." And that's the message of the book is say yes to it, and don't let anybody ever talk you out of it.
And that's how I have felt. And that's why it was so exciting to to read the book. Um, because there's so often that you are, yes, I am playing around with playing around with the layout. There, you know that I believe that you can have, do, be anything but anything in the world. And I think that this is the perfect time to bring that story to everybody, to remember that there's magic in the world, because you don't want to become one of the who are the people that don't see.
Yeah, I call them the dead-eyed ones. When
Okay.
you cut down to all of that and you start buying into life is hard, it's a struggle, there's nothing out here out there except what you can see, and pretty soon your whole spirit just caves in on itself and you can't find the joy and the creativity and the magic. But if you keep saying yes and acknowledging it's there, it gets even stronger. And
And
the book starts off with our young heroine meeting up with her crazy, eccentric, magical aunt. And her aunt says, it's time to live the world. And she's like, what does that mean? And her aunt says, well, do you want to or not? And she just looks at it and goes, yes, of course. And that's where the whole magic starts.
Oh, hey, when you begin to say yes to everything, I love a good book, and this is a perfect summer read. If you are decided I wanted to look like I was talking to you. I'm playing around with technology, but it's a perfect summer read. If you ever, reading, we have forgot to read. We have forgot that reading allows you to escape into a world of wonderment, to wonder, to dream, to um, and also to laugh. And that's what I like about it. There's so much joy and laughter because you can imagine, or I was chuckling as I read the part where she got off the bus. You got this young girl who's been shipped off to a aunt that she hasn't seen in forever. Okay, and she gets off the bus by herself. She's a teenager, you understand? So she reminded me a lot of my granddaughter. Uh, and that, they have these thoughts like, oh my God, what have I come into when you see this lady walking down the street with all of this what I love about the book is it's so descriptive. You are a fantastic writer. It is so descriptive that I saw her. She came to life. The words came to life. And I saw this old aunt, and you're like, I got to spend all summer with her, with this crazy woman. Like, why are they sending me to be with this crazy woman? Where she pulls a tin off her waist or a coffee pot out of her sleeve. It reminds you the wonderment of it. But there's such deep truth that is told when you open up to the laughter of it. But go ahead.
You should see me writing. I was laughing my ass off the whole time. I'd be writing along and going, really? Are they doing that? That's crazy. She can't pull a coffee pot out of her sleeve. And yet she did. And she's walking up. She looks like a combination of a circus tent and kaleidoscope. So it was really hard to describe her. And I was just laughing the whole time, and thinking, wow, as I was writing, I had no idea where the book was going and what the stories were going to be. And they just kept continuing on. And I rewrote it. I wrote it originally quite a while ago and then pulled it back out and started it again this year. And it just became a lot richer, more meaningful book than it would have if I had published it when I was initially planning on it, because something just didn't feel right. And so I set it aside.
Well, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time in the history of this world that light workers are being called to allow their light to shine. And this is a way of calling them forth, of saying, hey, wait a minute, there's magic in the world. You don't have to become one of the unseen. And that's why I was wondering why I was prompted to have you on the show without reading the book. Okay, mind you, but I was listening to my guys and they said, call her. Oh, offer to do it. And when I started reading the book, that's why I'm so behind right now. It is your book.
Oh, good. You like it that I can sidetrack you for everything you had planned.
It is your book. Because once you start it, you know how I'm one of those that when you start a good book, you just want to, you stop for a minute with and get you some water. You stop for a minute and get you some tea, and you want to come back. But then I remembered that I was supposed to be reading this book to interview you, or there was such deep truths in this book. Let's see if I can show you. I began to, if I can get my light so you can see, because I'm reading, I began to highlight. I had to go back and highlight points because there were such gems that you shared. Why don't you share one of those gems that while I'm looking to find one?
I'm trying to think. Um,
Okay.
I covered so many things. I wasn't prepared for doing a quote out of here, but one of the things that's so important to me is that there's magic, and you see a lot of books that say, okay, hocus pocus and lightning coming out of your hands and all that kind of magic. But what I'm talking about is, yes, there's magical things that happen, but the biggest part of the magic that I'm writing about is that inner magic where just because you believe it, things start happening and you open up to possibilities that you might have initially bypassed. Like, she's walking along and she stumbles over a tree root, and this tree starts talking to her, and she's like, what? No, trees don't talk. And the tree goes, oh, I'm sorry, I do talk. And you can be more careful, and please don't ever carve your initials in me again.
From that, I got always be in the present moment. When
Right.
you're in the present moment, you get to notice all the wonder that's out there. Too often we're like little kids, when we gonna get there, when we gonna get there, that you don't. And that's how she stumbled over the tree trunk. Was they were going from the bus to, like I'm telling you about the story that you wrote, but they're going from the bus to this house or some place where she thinks, hey, I'm supposed to be staying in the summer. And she is wondering about what could have, should have been, or what might be happening in the future, uh, about the destination, opposed to enjoying the journey and noticing what's right in front of her. And that was like, aha, aha, when we can become in the now. And it just has such gems like that you can use right away. Just become in the present moment, because there is magic all around us if you just take a minute to notice.
And staying in touch with your magic and is so important in how you live your life, how you enjoy your life. A couple of the reviewers said, I hope I learn to live my life as joyfully as Joy does in the story, because it just shifts everything. And you become aware, and you also do not become one of the dead-eyed people that are just walking along going, and there's an awful lot in our world that encourages us just to shut down. And the secret is, don't do it. Then you're miserable.
There's a difference between existing and living.
Totally.
I choose to live in the now, because if nothing else that this past year and a half has taught us is that nothing is promised. So what you have is right now. How can you bring joy into this moment? And this, if you're looking for some joy, is a good book for you to tap into, to remind you.
Yeah. One of the things I struggled with throughout the getting ready to publish is because almost every fantasy book that you see out there, or most books that you see, there's a lot of violence and physical struggle and, being influenced and challenged by life, and you have to fight back. And in this, there is, a force that's causing people to shut down. But the fight isn't one where you start fighting back. It's just where you start becoming more aware of yourself, your surroundings, and reconnecting with yourself and the universe. And that's the way we fight it. Because when you do that, you're in a space of love and connection, and things just flow. And, one of my friends called me and she says, I think you're modeling a different way of being in the world, a different way of meeting challenges and adversity. And I said, well, I hadn't thought about it that way, but yeah, because I spent years trying to rewrite the book and put in a physical bad guy that you could fight against. And I didn't want to do it. It's not my reality. It's not what I want to be in anybody else's reality. And so I'm hoping that it just kind of, other people say, there's a different way I can do things. I can look at it differently. I can approach it differently and just see what happens.
You can decide to choose. Like, we always complaining, oh, I wish I could, I wish I couldn't. And, I can't do this. Well, I'm a problem solver. So I'm always thinking of a way to get around it. So I highlighted this where she was talking to um, the hippo, and she asked the hippo about, wouldn't you love to be an author? What does it do for another person? And she was told, if your desire is strong, you'll find a way. Streamline your life. And that is for everything. Cut out all the busy little errands that seem to be so necessary. You'll be surprised by how many details can be changed to give you more time. Take the laundry, for example. We always come up with an excuse. Remember, you decide, you choose. I have a couple options here. Do laundry once a month or move to an apartment with a washer and dryer in the unit. Keep doing laundry on a regular schedule like you always have, but buy a laptop and take it with you where you can sit outside and write while the clothes spins. Once a month, I could never do it once a month. And she said, which I think is so true, Sonia, isn't it amazing how quickly the excuses pop up and in to keep us from moving to our goal, you choose, you decide. And that was, to me, some of the wonderment and the many points of the book. And that's why, if you're looking for just a good read that you can do and just while you're sitting out for the summer and you want an adventure, this is a book for you. But if you want a great read that leaves you with gems that you'll be coming back to each and every day and say, oh, wait a minute, I can do that. I can choose. I can decide. I can say yes to magic. So, anyway, I'm fired up about the book. You go right.
Well, just the whole laundry thing. I firmly believe in that, and I hate doing laundry. And so I bought enough underwear so that if I don't do the laundry for a month, I'm perfectly fine. Because that gives there's a freedom. There's a freedom that says, I was going to do it today and I just don't feel like it. I've got something else I really want to do. Like I really want to write this new chapter or reach out and do a video or do something else. And I want those options because it frees me up and it lets me live in that magic space of what do I want to do today and not, oh God, I have to do this.
Okay.
When I don't want to.
You choose, you decide, and nobody else has to do it for you or can do it to you. It's like I just chuckled when she reached Joy, the girl. No, Joy, the um, she was asked, which way should I go? Because she reached a crossroad. whichever you decide. But isn't there a right way? No. It's a way that you choose. And you can always come back. You can always, of course, correct, but you'll never know unless you step out and begin. So, like I said, it's a wonderful, marvelous book, in my opinion.
Another one of my favorite parts, and this actually came from a dream that I had, is they're traveling down the river, and one person, Zima is floating. No, Zima's swimming like crazy, and Joy's just floating along, and they're going at the same rate. And Zima says, "Well, how can that be? I'm working really hard. Can't you see how hard I'm working to get there?" And Joy just says, "Yeah, but you don't have to. You can just lay back and let the water take you, and you'll get there at the same speed." And that's so true in so many things. A lot of times we're putting in all this effort when if we just sit back and go with the flow, life will change, just go right along without interruption, and a lot smoother and easier. And you can actually be relaxed when you get there. So that was a really fun part for me. And there's an awful lot of things that I wrote in there that came from dreams. And
Like what other one? Perhaps the one.
yes, there's the magic wand garden. She takes a look at Joy's hair and sees little diamonds, and Joy says, "Oh, those aren't diamonds, those are stars." And all of a sudden they're flying through the universe and ended up landing on a star. And Joy is tending her magic wand garden that has thousands and thousands of different kinds of magic wands, all different shapes and sizes, and different. Some of them have stones on the end, some of them have crystals, some just have beautiful hearts and other things. And each one of them has a very special energy and magic to it. And one of the things I don't have on the website yet, and I'm still trying to figure out how to do it, I have a friend in Montana that is very creative, and she's made over 200 magic wands for me.
Oh,
And they're all different. They're just delightfully fun. And some of them have crystals, a lot of them have hearts. They have all different designs. And every single one of them is unique. There are no two alike. And so what I'm going to be doing is like putting them up and saying, okay, here's this group that looks like this. And if you order from this group, you'll get one of them. You know, I can't put every single one of them up as a separate thing because just the time and energy. And I know that the right one is going to go to the right person.
Correct.
We know this.
They will the one will pick them. They will not pick the one. The one will pick them. Well, and I'm looking up at our time, and we are going across that time. That I want to make sure that people know how to get in touch with you and follow up and get the book, because I am telling you, you are definitely going to want to to pick it up and read it. So you can join and at our Facebook group, which is Earth Stars Adventures, where you do what in the group. And
I'm still just getting started, but mostly I'm talking about the book and posting some blog posts. Eventually there will be adventures. The day that I changed the subtitle of the book from The Dual Path, An Adventure from Earth to Stars, to Earth to Stars Adventure, and bought the website, I suddenly had a view of adventures and going to these planetariums with shows of the cosmos and all kinds of magic things going on. And I've actually found the place where that happens. It's breathtaking. And so there's just a lot that's going to be happening, and there will be more books.
Okay. And this is the new Harry Potter, or what's the one where they're down with the dragons, and it's the next adventure story that is leaving really true to help you in your journey. to be a companion in your journey, to remind you to have joy. I'm looking forward to it. You can also pick up the book, Amazon, both the um, iBook, I mean the ebook,
Ebook.
or
And
the
Kindle
hard
for
copy.
the
Now, I got the ebook so that I could read at that time. We talked last week and planned this, so I didn't have time to order it. But I will be ordering the book because this is one of those books that you want to mark up. You want to be able to use, and you will be able to use it as an oracle. People think that you can only use cards and things like that. You can use books. I have found that certain books you can pick them up.
oh,
Like this is one of the ones that I'll use, and Illusion, the Adventure of a Reluctant Messiah. Uh, Use it as an oracle. Flip through. Tell us what we need. What's the one thing that we need to know? What pops up in your book?
oh, the one thing that you need to know that is so
Nope.
important
I
to
want you to
be.
do it like this
Oh,
and stop.
yes, yes. And just open it. It's
Yes.
phenomenal, which is
And
really weird. I just opened it to the beginning of chapters, and one of them was Eagle Flight, which is just this absolutely magical thing where she's watching an eagle and then she's seeing through the eyes of an eagle as she flies. And I've actually had that experience. But what it is, it's a feeling of this immense freedom. And also in it, I talk about the Bette Midler song about From a Distance, and how when you get from a distance, you don't see all the little things that are wrong. You see the overall beauty and you connect with everything. And that's important.
hey, definitely. I, when I was suggesting what I'll do sometimes, I'll just flip the book open and it will say, this one popped open to reminder for the advanced soul. So
Mm.
that is what this book is about, a reminder for the advanced soul to remember that there's magic, baby. There's magic, and all you have to do to connect is just to say yes. And um, yeah. For those of you who don't know who I am Kay Elizabeth Green. I am the author of Building Spiritual Muscle. I am an intuitive channel, and it is always my mission, my passion to help bring or spread light and love. And whenever I get a chance to bring others that are doing the same thing on this planet, other light workers that are through their light are making it just a little bit better. It is always my pleasure to do that. So, because everything is energy. Everything is energy. And all you have to do is choose. Anna, please tell us the last thing, and then we are going to go ahead and check out.
Say
One
yes.
last,
Say yes. As empaths, we've been taught to say no, no, no. But say say yes to the positive things. Say yes to the new opportunities and to things that you may not understand immediately. And
yes.
everything opens up and just becomes so much more. And you are so much more. So you want to embrace that.
Hey, there is magic when you decide, when you choose to be a part of this wonder. Say yes to magic. Make sure you get dual pathway, and I'll be back here next Wednesday with another great guest. Bringing you more light and love. So, and plenty of laughter. So, until next time, may you have a blessed day.